Woof, woof. A little late I am. Just a little late. You know, you don't do a show for a week and you forget how to do everything. That's almost what it feels like. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Two Dogs Dicks Tuesday Night Hall Pass. It's me, Bad Dog. I finally have my voice back again after a horrible almost 9-day cold. So much so of a cold that Good Dog is actually still sick. He's on like day 12 now or 13. He's like, it's been horrible. So you can barely hear him. Whoops. You can barely hear him. He's coughing and everything like that. So so you're just stuck with me for today. So hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us here. I see John's like, cross your fingers that I'd actually do a show today because I missed out last week. And it's finally our Thrift or Throw It. But yeah, I was having trouble. You name it, I had trouble with it. But a big hello. Thanks for popping in and spending a rainy Tuesday where I am. A very rainy Tuesday, about to be a freezing cold Wednesday. Hope you're all having a little bit better weather, maybe, than we are here. A big thank you and hello to everybody who's going to be watching us after the fact. Make sure to feel free to comment down below when you're watching us after the fact. Or those of you who watch us, you can also comment in the craft group if you want underneath this post that says it's the Thrift or Throw It show. A big also thank you to everybody who's a member of our Kennel Club, including just a little note there. Hydran, thanks for becoming a YouTube member. And a thanks to everybody else who's in here. So who else we got? Carl is first. Tina's here. Let's see. Donna, Elisa, Janet, Diana. Hey, Charmaine. First day of summer in Windsor. Andrew, Heather, and Bob. Let's see. Also got Kathy, Lisa, Roadrunner. I can't remember. Kevin, right? Brian, Marianne, Ms. Lisa Boland, Holly. Hello. Hello to you, Michael, and it's minus 20 in Winnipeg. Okay, that's cold. That is cold. Snoring Cat, hey. Sandy. But yeah, he's and Mr. Greg P, hello. Kendra. So he's not feeling great, but what can you do? Oh, you're also Lisa. Sorry. Sometimes I have trouble when I see a name there and I go, I don't know who that is. So I sometimes I'm writing down stuff to go, oh, that's what this is too. So sometimes I go, I know this name, but I don't know this name. So I'll make sure I note that if I can find a pen in amongst all the junk that I have sitting around here, which of course I can't at the moment. I will note it right now, Roadrunner. Lisa. There we go. There's a whole lot of Lisas. So there we're now. I got to figure out how to get rid of that. How do I do that? That's a whole lot of Lisas. There we go. Today we're doing two little things. One, we're going to do our Thrift It or Throw It. What would you do? We got a bunch of different things that we found over the past month or so that are out there. So hopefully you'll find something from here that you thought, I wouldn't have bought this before. Or you'll find something and you go, why the hell did they buy this? Or you never know. This is actually one of my favorite shows to try and do on a monthly basis because it's a show where everybody has different opinions. And that's the great thing about thrifting and reselling is because everybody is a different kind of reseller. I mean, we talked before, it's like we are random resellers. We really are. The Two Dogs Digs group are random resellers. And a lot of you in craft are random resellers. Some of you are focus flippers. So some of you may only deal with clothing or may only deal with like games and CDs. On March, we're going to start a new challenge back. So hopefully our February challenge, if you were in craft, was to sell 20 things in 29 days. So you got 2 days left. Hopefully some of you are getting close to selling those 20 things that have been sitting around or doing nothing or anything like that. I know some people have found it a little bit slow. The one thing I found, that Rick and I found, I think it really proves itself to be true. If you're not active on a platform and you don't seem to be listing on a platform, I think that my guess is it tanks your visibility. I can't be sure of it. I mean, there's nothing that literally written that proves it. I am not Cassini, the magical back end of how eBay works. But we didn't list anything for 8-9 days. Like, we were just vegetables. Oh, you only got a whopping 2. Well, 2 is better than none. That's the whole. But yeah, it seems like the less you list, the less you sell. And I think it's just one of those things where it's like, if you are active on a platform, it sees you being active on a platform. And I'm going to sneak a little peek into something. Just why is that not showing up properly? Just to show you, it's the one thing that we had like a terrible week last week. And I thought, what a week, like, to be sick. Like, I think I sold a $9 thing. And then a couple of days later, a $9 thing. And I'm like, why am I selling just $9 things? And Rick said, because we haven't done anything. I was like, yeah, you know what? We haven't really done anything. So, and then the only thing, yeah, I'm just looking. I had a $17 item that sold. And then I had like a $9 item that sold, and then a $12 item that sold. And then this is the reason this is what made me happy, is in the middle of last week when I was acai sold. I don't know if you remember, we bought this. We spent spent $24.99, and I think this was from a past Thrift It or Throw It. And this was the Asahi Super Lucky Cat, and it was this is a big guy, almost like, and it was in great shape. And we listed it a little while back, and it even had, but this is underneath the glaze. This little white spot on his nose is underneath the glaze. We noted that on it as well. And oh, good. People remember. You remember the kitty. You remember the kitty. You remember the kitty. And now we pray for the kitty that it arrives properly, because it sold for $325. Woohoo! It's what made our week. Oh, it was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's like, Asaika. Now it has to get from Toronto to Hawaii. Of all places it had to go to Hawaii. So I should have filmed Rick packing it, because Rick did an amazingly it was bubble wrapped and pool noodles and McDonald's coffee cartons and boxed in a box. It's like, basically, yeah. That is one expensive pussy. That's true. It is. But we are so happy to have sold that. And again, that's one of the reasons we're always saying, when you can, see if you can get some of those higher up things in there, because the $9 things may pay a bill or two, but it's the $325 things that end up paying. So we also had a really good sale, as I showed you a couple of weeks ago, on when I was not sick, of the Color Magic Barbie on Etsy. So $1,000 sale there. So we managed to make our good a month of sales, and we're talk more about that next week in our what sold in February or what didn't sell in February. But that did sell. So we're trying to get relisted. So I was so sick, I didn't even want to cross list using CROSSLIST Magic, and that was just a button. I mean, God, I could have just pushed a button. I pushed the button. No, don't push the button. I was like, I was watching TV without my glasses on, and basically I'm practically blind without my glasses. I look like I have hair. Like, that's how bad my vision is. I have hair in my video. Oh no, I'm not. I'm bald. So that would, yeah. So this is what we actually. Oh look, he's downstairs, sitting in the lazy boy, covered up but still commenting. Donna has some, and snoring. Oh, okay. He's had some local garage sale transactions. So Etsy's been a good month. Yeah, actually, and somebody in craft said that they were trying to do stuff to try and keep up with that 20 and 29. I can't remember who it was, but they put a post in the craft group, and they said they've ended up selling more on Facebook Marketplace than in the past week or two. So, but before we get onto that, I just want to do a really brief sort of look at eBay and one of the things that's actually happening on eBay. Oh, there's a great point from Sandy. Sandy's been using an accountability calendar to list every day. So listing is happening, just no cha-ching. Maybe next month. So, but again, that listing helps. That's the whole thing. It is, Marketplace has picked up. Maybe it was Brian who posted that, actually, probably. But this is for eBayers, and this is last week. eBay announced its winter seller update. And this is actually a thing that a lot of people dread. I know. And it's because you never know what the heck they're going to end up doing. And so if you go to eBay, the way to find this on anything is you go to the very bottom of a page on your main eBay page. If there's your main eBay page, you go down to the very bottom, and you'll see in the very, very bottom corner, flip all the way down. Look how far you got to go. Oh, geez. Stop. Would you go down there? Oh, go to your Seller Central, then. It's just going to keep showing me, buy one of these person's things. So go to my eBay. Go to your summary page. Go down here, and no, that's not the right page. But down here, there, announcements. You can go to the bottom, and you'll see announcements down there. I know it's small, but you'll be able to find it in there. So this is what's happened is the winter seller update is here. So I'm going to click on it and just show you. Click on that and you'll get more information on it. But in essence, there's really not that much new. There's only one thing that's kind of irritating, which is they're going to start charging 10 cents more per item sold over $10. So here's what they're talking about. So these are the things they've said. They've got sell it faster recommendations. Yeah, I heard that before. This is nice that your drafts will now be saved for 75 days, because it used to be that drafts would disappear after, like, I think 30. So Rick is notorious for creating drafts and then not touching them. So having the ability to have your draft stay up for 75 days is actually quite helpful for us, right? So hopefully you'll remember that you've got a draft in there. Let's go back to this, pop this up again. But stronger protections, reducing unpaid items. That's really, they keep talking about some of the other things. Is Terapeak is working for you now. Shipping improvements are working for you. Mobile features are working for you. It's like, yeah. We're going to end up launching that pay with offers. Let's see. None of this seems to end up happening. They've been trying to tell us they were going to pay right away, but I'm still not seeing it. This is the big thing. We've invested in building a vibrant marketplace, but with rising costs, we've made an adjustment of a per order fee of over $10. So if we click on that, the way that it used to cost you is you would pay 30 cents for every transaction over $10. You're now going to pay 40 cents for every transaction over $10. Now, if you think about that, I mean, does that sound like, it's 10 cents? Well, you know what? Becky Dick, who sells jewelry, sells about 600 items a month over $10. That's $600 a month over $10 is going to cost her $720 more a year. So it's, well, not only that, it's after they let 1,000 people go, and they just today posted their 2023 annual results. And I've gone fuzzy. And with their 2023 annual results, focus on my face. Focus on my big bald face. I don't know why it's not focusing on me. There, come on back here. I'll go over here for a second. Go here, right? Let me go here and get back into focus. I don't know why I'm out of focus. Oh, that's really weird. I don't know why. Look at my wrinkly hands. That's weird. I can't figure out why it's not focusing on me at the moment. Well, I'll go to small because that'll keep me semi in focus. But they actually made basically the same money in 2023 as they made in 2022. So they didn't increase their revenue that much. So Yeah, and they're charging on commissions on shipping. They charge everything. Yeah, I don't know why I'm fuzzy wuzzy. We're not giving you anything else, but we're giving you more money. Yeah. Final values on media, at least for Canada. Yeah, so it's created everywhere for everyone. That's on the .com. If you do go to ebay.ca, you can, again, go down to the very bottom of this page. And if you go to announcements here, you'll be able to find, hopefully, the winter seller here for Canada. And here is your Canada updates. And you'll see some things are, there's the per order fee is changing here. And this is just, they put two closely aligned fees between Canada and the US sellers. We're updating the final, and it's like, yeah. So it's nothing necessarily. I've got to try and figure out what's going on here. Hold on a second, folks. I have no idea why my camera has decided out of the blue to not focus on me. This is there. Oh, there we go. It needed to see that I was drinking coffee. I just gave my computer coffee, and I can see now. That was a weird one. Anyway, so that's what we're dealing with from eBay. There was also something, and I couldn't find it. Lisa Boland mentioned something new on Etsy, and I was trying to find the announcement of that, but I couldn't find it. That was in our Facebook group. I will see if I can find that and talk about it next week as well. Something recent that has actually gone on Etsy. So take a look there, and you'll be able to see what's happening on everything that you're doing. Everything works. It needs. Oh yes. They do. Yeah, Rick is saying they do try to align it. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting new glasses. I just got my new prescription, and I'm going like first of all, my ears aren't the same height, so every once in a while I see my glasses are sitting like this because they're resting on my. But I'm getting new glasses, and I took the prescription in, and the first the person said to me on the prescription was, "Oh, that's a strong one." It's like, oh, that's nice to know. Anyway, let's get on to something that's a little more fun. And what is that that's more fun? It's time for Thrift It or Throw It, Thrift It or Throw It, Thrift It or Throw It. What would you do? I don't know, maybe that's my new song. I know I didn't start with a song. Well, I'll start with a song here. How about I'll start with this? You could buy yourself flowers if you think that they're worth money. Would you purchase these flowers? Or would you leave them on the shelf? There's some felt flowers, and they're by Love Every. Did I buy myself those flowers? Well, let's look and see. So this is what I found. It's actually a thing called Love Every. And again, it's a terrible thing to show you, but this is actually the best image that I have to it, which is that I don't have a still image, so there it is. It's I lost it. It's that. It's literally felt flowers. It's like, oh, aren't these cute? Little flowers in a little wooden case, and I thought they're so cute. They're pretty, and they're $3.99. So what would you do with something like that? Now I see right off the bat I saw Charmaine's. I would buy. But then I leave the flowers and look at the unicorn. Oh, I didn't see the unicorn. I have to go back and look at that now. But look how fast we got. Like, Lisa would buy them. But throw. Please stop singing. throw. Tina would buy. Throw. Everybody's throw. Hot Etsy items are the felt creations. Throw. Thrift the figurine below the flowers. Put the flowers in the ground. I guess so. This is what it is. It's a little company that I'd never heard of before. I'll get back to this. Called Love Every. You can see down in the corner, like on the Love Every, and it's from Idaho. But for $3.99, you guys said you would not buy that. Like, we're like 90% you would throw that. So you know what I did? I bought it. Why did I buy something like this, you may ask? Well, it's simple enough in terms of what you would look. I mean, it's cute. Again, it was only $3.99. The sticker is missing from it. It was only $3.99. Oh no, there it is, right underneath there. But here's what's probably would surprise you is I don't know who these people are at Lovevery, but there's one that sold for $29. In fact, oh, where did I just lost that way. If I go on to here and I look up Lovevery flowers, because I seem to have lost the link to it, $39.99, $32.99. Pre-owned. These are pre-owned flowers. $32, $24, missing a flower. No, these are sold. There's solds down here. There we go. There's solds. $29, one flower, $8.95. $32. Replacement flowers, $15. $42 for a brand new set. So, and this is how easy they are to ship. Pull them out. And there we go. We just need a box that is not too large. And we can use like a regular box and we can ship them in that. But again, it's surprising. It may not be something that you would normally think about. But again, I'm now thinking maybe I sell the individual flowers. I could try and list the whole thing, but I might be able to sell the flowers for $9 a piece. And then I'd make $50 from a $3.99 investment. So you can buy yourself flowers, or you can pass on them if you want. But I decided I should buy myself flowers. So just because I did doesn't mean you shouldn't. Next up, this weird thing. It was at the end of a rack, and I looked at it and I went, what exactly is this? This is look at this. It won Bonsai Open. It won in 2002, first place. It's a bonsai thing. There's another look at it there from the front. $22.99. And actually, yeah, that's a good point. It is a good Easter item. And it's a good, that's very true, Tina. That's a good comment. It's really good to look for on Facebook Marketplace because you might be able to find something like that locally. They have cork in them. That's it. This has cork up in here. This is cork in the sides. And whoever did this, look at the lovely herons and everything. Oh, not for that price. Throw it. Nightmare to ship. Throw. Very cool, but too hard to ship at that price. Throw it far away. Do you want to make Rick cry? Buy that for shipping. Now that's interesting. So Michael's the only one who's saying buy it, which is interesting. Kevin said, I don't know whether it'll survive. Throw. Everybody's throw. The sand ones, yes. The cork ones, no. There's I got a couple other pictures of it here as well. There's another picture of it. It did win first place at the Bonsai Open. I don't know what the Bonsai Open was. So what did I decide to do with the bonsai? Oh, I passed on this. Rick said, no freaking way. Now, the interesting thing was, if you look at the very first picture that I had of there, you'll see that there are actually two in that picture. There's one behind it. See? There's the one back there. The interesting thing was, I went back 3 days later, and the little one was sold. So that little one in behind there was sold. It took a month for that big one to sell. They didn't mark the price down at all either. But it took a month before that one actually disappeared. So they didn't at the $22.99. So I went back. It's one of the stores I regularly go to on a weekly basis, and I kept, it's still here. It's still here. But I went, no, Rick will not. No, I don't want a divorce. Thank you very much. Next up, no way, no. Well, I guess it could be a local sale, but next up, Dominus Requiem. I don't know if that's the right thing to say or not. I am not a religious person. So I saw this little thing. Oh, look, he's so cute. He's got some birds. You can talk to the birds. $4.99. I was like, okay, well, I mean, he caught my eye on a shelf. And I turned him over. And you know what? It's Lefton, Japan. Yes, it's St. Francis at Francis. St. Francis. St. Frank. I know, I don't, doesn't mean anything to me. So I looked at this, it's like got the Lefton sticker down on the bottom here. And I was like, oh my God, it's a Lefton. So what would you do if you saw, it's a vase too. The back of it is actually a vase. Like it's like open in the back. It's not just it's a St. Francis planter. So it's no throw. Diana says thrift. Tina says throw. Oh, let's see. It says thrift. Janet says thrift Lefton. Thrift. Buy with a 20% off coupon. Can't remember what was the price on them again. $4.99. Thrift. Paul says throw. Kathy says thrift. And what did I do with St. Frank? Well, I bought him, and I probably shouldn't have. Now, this is one of the things that I didn't even bother looking up. Why? Because it's Lefton. It's Lefton. I don't have to look this up. I just have to buy this because it's Lefton. It's no cracks, no chips or anything like that, but it's Lefton. It's got to be worth 40, 50, 60 bucks, right? It's got to be. It's Lefton. $19. And that's not it. It's like, oh, that's not only it. If you actually look up Lefton St. Francis, $9.95. Like, look at the prices on these. So if I'd used my Worthpoint app, which I should have done in the store, I could have found out that that sold for $9. That sold for $14, $18, $15, $29, $14. So here's the thing. You would think $9.99. There he is again, $9.99 in 2021. You think sometimes it's all about the name. Now, what I'm going to do with this guy, again, so he only cost me, thankfully, he only cost me $5. So I thrifted it like a lot of you said you would do. Yeah, those prices are US. On Worthpoint, they are US prices. Not all Lefton sells. And it at least says I have a few dude pieces. This is a dude piece. Hey, it's the dude. St. Francis, the dude. I know you meant dud piece, but I'm gonna list him in Max Sold as a Lefton dude piece, St. Francis. So sometimes, but it is shocking sometimes. There are so many times Worthpoint comes in handy because you get to go back. That's the thing I love about Worthpoint. And again, remember what I mentioned a couple of weeks ago is, and if you look at the description in our comments, you actually, for this video or any of our videos, you'll see there is a Worthpoint app. Right here. There is a Worthpoint app. And if you use the Worthpoint, I'll do it on a clear page. There's a Worthpoint app. And if you go onto the Worthpoint app, it actually also, it's not as good. It doesn't do as good carling anything. But you can actually search with your camera. So there's search Worthpoint. There's the camera. I'm going to point it at the dude and see what happens when I search with the camera. There's the camera. And here is the dude. Let's see what happens. Take a photo. confirm the photo. And it is got an internal server error right now. Well, but I could have typed in St. Francis if I found it somewhere else, and then I would have been able to find it and said, no, I shouldn't have bought that. So surprisingly, I guess it could be an incense. Yeah, like it's still $20 profit. Well, if I could sell it for the most money. But the thing is, Donna, is like when you look at some of those numbers again, $9.95. There's $9.95. That's $9.95 less 20%. That's $8 US, and I paid $5 plus 13% Canadian. So it's like a $4 profit. So not worth. I don't want to sell things for a $4 profit as much as I don't want to try to sell things for $4 profit. We always talk about fancy schmancy stuff. So this is something that's fancy schmancy. This is a lovely swan. Whereupon you see a swan, see a swan. So this is a swan. It's actually like a soup tureen. It's Fitz and Floyd from 1987. So there's the FF, the Fitz and Floyd logo that you see. So it's nice to see it on the paper side as well. It's 3.5 quarts. So it ain't tiny. It's a big swan. And it was $12.99. That's the back of the swan. So that's the front of the swan. There's the swan. It looks like a tiny little chip there. So Thrift, the goose will be cooked. Shipping, that's a big thing, yeah. Thrift. Whoa, wow, we're at like 100% thrift on this. Oh, we got one no swan. Thrift. So we got a lot of people throw and throw. Okay, so we got a couple of throws. Oh, we're now getting into throws. Now we're so what did we do with something like that? Well, I'll give you a couple of things to think about or to look at first. One is I want you to take a look at this. This is the Fitz and Floyd Swan Calla Lily Tureen cover with ladle. $210. $210. Well, the challenge is, and this is, I cheated a little bit on it. Did we pick this up? No, we did not. But why didn't we pick it up? Because, and I didn't even notice this until I did my carling on it, and I looked it up. So take a look at this again. You notice something about this swan. Now let's go back and look at this swan. The calla lily is busted out of the swan's mouth. It wasn't there. It's supposed to have the calla lily to get that much money. Now, I checked as well. This did have the soup tureen thing inside. Yeah, that is a chip on it too. It did have the soup tureen thing inside it too. But it looked like this. Every one of the ones that I searched for this, everyone had the giant flower, and I didn't even notice the flower was missing. But the ladle was inside, but it was snapped in half as well. So I thought, you know what? I'm not going to risk $12 on that. But I always say, if something's got a little chip in it and somebody's trying to buy something, you often hear me say, for people to upgrade. This isn't the kind of thing I think somebody would upgrade to. I don't think anybody would go, oh, I would like to upgrade to this and buy one with a little bit of a chip. But I swear to God, I looked at it every which way, and then I saw that on that one image, and that's the only thing that made me catch it. So it's like you got to be quick sometimes. You got to look a little harder at some things than you think of other things. This is another thing that I thought, this is too wild. I got to look at this because it's sitting on a shelf, and it was just so big. It's like, look at do this. It's so big. It is a giant Barometer. It is a deer barometer. It was $9.99. It's plastic. It's a plastic deer barometer. It is by a company called, I've never heard of, Arif Depose. Diana's like, I would have bought that. I love that. Throw. And it's made in France, of all places. Who would think that something like this would be made in France? But look at this thing. It's like, it's not small. Hate it. Thrift it. No, it's not. That's what I thought too. Because it was plastic, I thought it was Sirocco. Thrift. Do people still use those? I guess some people might. I don't know. For your own, but not for resale. Throw, thrift. Really creepy. Oh, I thought you said creepy. Looks really cheap, but you might get it because it's from France. I guess it is kind of cottagecore stuff, something like that. Well, Michael says, I saw a Sherlock Holmes movie that revolved around Calla Lily perfume. The Calla Lilies are in bloom again. That's my Katharine Hepburn. For your cabin in the woods where there's, creepy things there. Well, here's the thing about this one. And this is, I know, did I pick this up? Well, I have to go to my other picture. No, I didn't. And in this case, I think I'm kind of regretting it. But I'll tell you why. Why I didn't pick it up, this one horn had a break on the end. So you can see, when you look at the one side to the other, this is full horns. And if you go over to this side, you'll see a little chip there. So it looks like these two pieces chipped off. Here's the thing that you'll be surprised. There's one on Etsy that sold for $156 on Etsy. And look at these on Worthpoint. I looked up RF Depose. $249. This sold this plastic deer. Sold. It's a rare barometer for $249. Now, again, somebody else sold one for $40, $35. There's another one of those that sold for $31. I just found it really interesting to see something like that. And again, none of these actually match the one that I saw there, the one that I had there. So, you know what? I kind of think that even for $9.99, this is one I probably should have got. Because, again, it was one of those things I think you had to look hard to see. If that was up on a wall, you may not notice those little breaks on it because the rest of it is so intricate. But again, another thrift it or throw it that you probably would go, I wouldn't even think about this. So 2 things that you wouldn't think twice about. Fitz employed, I'd buy it. Nope, you wouldn't. And Lefton, I'd buy it. No, you wouldn't. So this has been my educational thrift it or throw it, I guess, if you want to call it that. Sometimes I like these even though I'm a dog. I like the kitties. So I always take a look for tiles. Whenever you see tiles, I always try and take a look at what these are, because there are some tile manufacturers, and for the life of me, my brain has gone to schmuck right now. I can't think of the name, but there's some guy who is individual tiles sell for $100, $200 kind of thing. So it's like such a wild sort of thing. So this is so whenever I see these little things, I go, oh, that's a cute little kitty. The back of them also can tell you a little bit something other. In this case, this is the 1992 La Noire collection by Lowell Herrero. So it's giving you at least the designer of this, so you can take a look at what it actually is. So this looks like a spoon rest. Nope, it's flat. Harris Strong. Harris Strong. I don't know. Is that what the name of it is? Wonder how much time it would save. I don't even know what people are talking about now. Might be time to get Worthpoint. Oh. Well, here's the thing about Worthpoint again. If you go to Worthpoint, there's two different kinds of things that you can get on it if you do look at it. It does have you have a 7-day free trial. And you can actually, it's got 15 plus years of information on there. So you get a 7-day free trial, which is great. You can decide after 7 days not if you don't want to use it or not. But if you do want to use it, it's not the cheapest in the world, but it's at least giving you something that has multiple days. Because again, eBay only has 90 days worth of sales. Terapeak, which is hard to go on your computer, like on your cell phone, gives you 2-3 years, but it's not easy to search. This at least gives you 10 plus years. So you could carl something and then go to Worthpoint and look it up. And it's my go-to now when I'm thrifting. But this case, I was talking about the little kitty. And what would you do if you saw this little kitty, a cute little kitty cat with a little yarn, playing with the yarn by Lowell? Would you pick it up or would you pass on it? Well, I decided, meow. I didn't get it. The reason, storing cat. Yes, you might wonder why storing cat. Kind of looks a little bit like your picture, a little bit. The reason I didn't get it, well, I did. Again, I looked it up, but it's got, okay, so here's a bunch of different, I look at these are solds. This is only 90 days worth of solds for Lowell Herrero cat tile. So I'll show you the difference in here. So there's only 10 solds. I always like to look at solds, and then if I get rid of the solds, there's 77 listed. So not a good necessary return. But if I go to Worthpoint, and I take a look here under Worthpoint, back to my search results, and I want to search. There's 119 of these over the years. And the nice thing again is that you can go in here, $15, $29 for one. That was in 2023, 17, 19. So you can see you might want to risk it, but $19, $20, even though I decided that I didn't want to go to try and risk the $3.99 on something like that, because it was like, yeah, I just don't need to go and spend that extra on it. But look those things up, because that's something that really could give you something else you could look at. Now, here's a little something that I had to look at, and I had to put this in my cart because I couldn't get a good picture of it. This is a thing I have never heard of. That I'm always thinking, what the stuff you never heard of? What the heck is this? This is okay. I know it's not the best term. This is my hand sack, my itchy hand sack. Maiai, not my itchy. Maiai hand, an original Maiai hand sack. And not only is it from the original hand sack, it's series 4.5. So there must be more series to this. So when you see, if you saw, and I don't even know, Maiai playbook, 2 finger grips. So finger grips for your hand sack. I don't even know what it is. I'm assuming it's the equivalent of a hacky sack. You can see him. I guess he's throwing it from one hand to another. He's flipping his sack back and forth. It was $2.99. And I looked at that and I thought, I just got to take a picture of this, because this is absolutely just, it's so silly. So silly. But what would you do? Well, Lisa went Thrift. Sherry says that's TMI. Yes, you came in late, Tamara, right up the itchy hand sack. Maiai. Throw the sack. It made me laugh too. Throw the sack. I'd have to look it up. Thrift. Throw. Well, what kind of place am I showing? It is a value. This is a value village, bro. Well, what did I do for my hand sack? Here's my hand sack. I had to buy my itchy hand sack, my itchy hand sack. Now, I didn't buy it. Oh, my God, I got fuzzy again. Why is it doing this to me? I might have to get a new camera. There we go. So, I bought it. It's $2.99. So, one thing that made me, first thing, series 4.5 to me meant they have come out with multiple series of these before. So this isn't the first time they've actually done it. But I think if you, if I look up this, I have to put this down to do this. Let's just do this under eBay, shall we? We will look for Maiai. I got it. I'm not going to spell it right. Hand sack. And here it is again. The thing I always say, I love it. There are 68 Maiai hand sacks listed. And there's, oh, look, there's pink and brown ones. And, oh, God, where am I going with this? Solds. 28 solds. So that's in the past 90 days. Somebody sold 3 of these for $45. $19.99. So it looks like I'll probably be able to get maybe $20 from this. $19.99. There's another one for $29.99. So you never know what you're looking at when you're trying to think. But again, I laughed, I cried, I brought it home, and now I'm gonna sell my sack for hopefully $19.99 plus shipping. So I'll make hopefully again $2.99, $2.99 Canadian, $2 US. If I sell this for $20 US, I'm gonna make $20 on this. So that's a pretty good return. Oh, you can even feel what the sack feels like there if you really wanted to go ahead and do that. Speaking of toys, it's something that we see lots of. And so I got to get your thoughts on this because I'm seeing more and more of these turn up in thrift stores. Pop Funkos. So this is a Pop Funko superhero. This is Black Canary. It's a Funko 2019 limited edition. So $20 on my hand sack, but not the St. Francis planner. Yes, because it was $2.99 for the hand sack, and they're selling for $20. $4.99 for the planter, but he could sell for as low as $9 and up to $18. So it was more of a challenge for him because he wasn't necessarily worth. A lot of people were selling him at $8, $9, $10, and $15. So that's why my sack is more important. And yes, that's easy, very easy to ship too, versus St. Francis. I'm sorry to choke you. Throw it away. I hate Funko. I always look them up. I buy some and I don't buy some. Throw the Funko. Look it up. They're like the new Beanie Babies. No, I don't. I'm not falling for Funko anymore. I'll admit I spent a ridiculous amount on a rare Funko. That's okay if you like. Thrift. Look it up. Throw the Funko. So here's this is how much it actually was in a plastic case as well. $7.99. Here's the thing. Don't let this kind of thing fool you because we passed on the Funko, but we made sure that we looked it up because take a look at this. This is what it's going for. $9. That's how much a live one is going for. Oh, that's sold for $9. But if you looked up other ones, they were all in like the $9 to $14, $15 mark. So you can find some, again, so you could find some that are a lot better. But we're noticing these show up a lot more. I think every week I can see these now in one of the thrift stores. Yeah, at least you got it right. They're either $9 or $100. I also see lots of loose ones showing up now on baggy walls, the toy baggy walls. And some people have told me that I passed on those and passed on a $70 one, but I just don't have enough time and effort to look into that. But when I was at Fan Expo, oh my God, thousands of them at Fan Expo. And even on Whatnot, there's countless shows selling Funko, but it's just not it. Let's see. Hobby DB says that limited edition is $14. So a Shan one for $40. Yeah. So again, you might find it, and I'm not saying don't buy Funko Pops. I'm saying look up the Funko Pops, and then when you do look them up, it's got to be a best kind of box you could ever see. You don't want to see a single crease on the box or anything like that. So if you can get them and you find them in a plastic container like this one was in, that's great. But Funko collectors are notorious for every tiny little crease or something like that. Boom, drops it way down out the door. This is a cute little thing, and I'm going to let you know that this was a Rick thrifted or throw it. So this is a bird on a wire. No, it's not. It's a bird in a lantern. It is you turn it on, and if you can sort of see in this picture here, there's the two cardinals, little sort of light thing, and once you turn it on, it has sparkles that float around inside it. So a lovely little Christmassy kind of thing, and it was $6.99. So we did turn it on. We did actually test it to see that it worked. There were no markings on it anywhere that we could find. Paul's saying people line up. Yeah. Oh, and at the Fan Expos, they're like the limited edition exclusive ones go crazy. But thrift. Looks cheap. Thrift, throw, cute sparkles. How could you not take it home? Well, this is a Rick thing. So do you think we're got like throw the birds, feed the birds, thrift with a coupon? Throw. Well, thrift. Okay, so we're probably 50-50 on this one. So what did we do? Well, we thrifted it. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. This is like plastic. It is cute. It's got nothing underneath here except it needs batteries. It has a little on and off switch right here. When you turn the switch on, it lights up, and the birds get like caught in a storm. So it's cute. Rick says, I don't remember what I did. Well, he made us buy it. And that's what we're hoping this precious love that it sells well for Christmas. This was real. Well, he says it had good comps. It is cute, right? It'd be great as cats might love it. But the thing is, it's really hard to look. I don't even know. I tried looking it up just for the purpose of this show, but the problem is it keeps showing these lanterns. It doesn't show lanterns with little crystals and everything like that in there. So I don't know why we bought this for $6.99, but every once in a while you got to listen to what hubby says. And hubby said, yeah, it's time for us to buy that. So we ended up picking that one up. How are we doing it? Here's what I did find. This is all I could find. This is the closest thing I could find when I was looking it up. Is one was for sale on Lowe's, but it's not even available anymore. That's the closest thing I could get to it, was that picture there that had and it sort of looks like it, but it didn't have a price. So I have no idea. Speaking of a Rick, here's another Rick that he saw, and it was in a thrift store in the States. And this was, look at the little children staring at the booze right here. Where are they? Right here. Look, there's some booze. Hey, it's a big bottle of scotch. So it's a big bottle of scotch and bourbon. These are the $9.99 for this. and it is a bar item. So these are glass decanters with the little this is like a chain on it with a little metal bourbon and scotch thing added to each one. I don't know if I got another picture of it somewhere. That's just a side picture of the same thing, and the children still peeking at stuff. So yeah, so Rick saw this for $9.99. So what would you do with that? We got like Thrift. Michael says, I love those. Thrift. Wow. Charmaine says it looks like a remake. Throw. It's a good comment as well to keep in mind. Thrift. Greg is throw. Okay, so we got a couple of Andrew's throw. Throw the booze. Oh, now we're on the throws. We went from thrift to throws. Thrift. Glass. I don't know if they're crystal or glass. Thrift silver plate. Throw. They look like glass. Throw. I wouldn't buy it, but I think you should thrift. Barwell sells well and it looks MCM. Miss Precious says they look newer. Throw. It is heavy. I don't know. I just take pictures of it. You just bought gold-inspired bartender tools, so what do you know? Tantalus? I have no idea what the heck that means. Well, what did Rick do with this one? He bought it. There it is. And this was another one. He was adamant that we pick this up. This is a little metal. There it is. There. A little metal there for scotch. And he did actually look it up. And this was interesting because I thought, this folds back down. I thought this kind of looked a little bit on the cheap side too, overall. And I said to him, you really want to spend $10 on something like that? And he said, yes, I do. And then he showed me I don't know if I guess the $35, which I'm not sure if that's the only one I have is the listing there, but that's the first one I could find that was for sale. And again, he bought it. I don't know why he bought it. I don't know if it's worth that. I think it's probably going to go into a Maxwell. And Tantalus is that's a good idea. Sell the label separately. That might be a good idea to get the $10 back. And you're like, oh, that's nice. A Tantalus is the ant of a tarantula. I don't know. I always try and catch things that look a little different as well. This is something that I got a couple more things left. This is one that I was like, I think this is. I immediately saw it. Looking up and down, it's quite large, but this is a big platter. You can see how big it is on the table here. I put this on top of my cart. This is what was interesting to me. It was $12.99, but it said Proctor and Gamble on the name there. It was a Proctor and Gamble promotional piece. Soap candles, and if you look on the back, Happy Holidays 2011. Procter & Gamble's only factory in the mid-19th century, located in the Miami Erie Canal in Cincinnati. That's really cute. Now, I immediately think this is something that maybe something, and it's $12.99. Well, throw, too big, throw. No. Well, it's like, this is quick enough. Well, I don't even have to go very far with this. It is a no. I did look it up, but I lost the link to it somewhere. I did look it up, but it actually is only throw, too big, throw. Janet, you're the only one, and Sherry, you're the only two who would thrift it. Again, the reason I put this into play was because I thought, you know what? The Procter & Gamble thing is something to me that I think makes me want to immediately look at it. And then I ended up saying, you know what? It doesn't necessarily mean, just like the Fitz and Floyd. Oh, Rick is just waking up again. The holder and bottles are called a Tantalus. There is a way to lock the bottles onto the holder. Thank you. Go back to sleep. Now, sometimes you see something that's a little bit big. And this is one of the things that I saw today. This is a set of 2 end tables. Now, they're in pretty bad shape on the top, but they're $4.99 each. So you can see the staining, the distress on the top of these. I think they're solid wood. I'm not sure, but again, there's the $4.99 price tag on it. This is the best way to, I think, to look at them. So you can see the angles on them. They've got this magazine thing on the back. Let's see. Thrift. Nice. Ooh, gorgeous. Ooh, gorgeous. Thanks, Lisa. Thrift and keep and never sell. UDAS, Heather looks MCM. A refinisher's dream. Thrift the tables. $5. Yes, $5 each. Thrift and resell to someone who will refinish them. Thrift to flip. So Heather's a throw and Paul are a throw. Well, Thrift, the MCM tables. You know, I'm not lifting them up, but I had to get those. I mean, I couldn't believe it when I walked in. And this was today. This was actually today. These tables were at the store on 30% off Seniors Day. So I got the pair of tables for $7 Canadian, $5 US. And I was like, normally I might have even considered these at 14 because sometimes these are around I see those for $14 or so. But I just loved this design piece to the bottom of them. I'm not sure whether we're going to try and refinish them. Rick might. They are solid wood. They aren't particle board. That was the nice thing. And that's the thing Rick wanted me to look at. But yeah, and this was 4 o'clock on a Tuesday, Seniors Day in the Value Village. So you just never know what you might find. And I found a couple of good things and I found a couple of bad things. So hopefully you might have found a couple of things from this that you would think about thrifting now, or you might think, wait a second, I thought about thrifting those and maybe I shouldn't have. So we're going to look now, make sure we're going to double check when we see something that says Fitz and Floyd or Lefton, because it may or may not be the thing you need to do, unless, of course, you're Donna and then you buy St. Francis for religious purposes and to make $10. Just kidding. No, I'm not. Yes, no, I'm not. You take a look at things you may not think about that may make you laugh, like your itchy handbag. And then go, I can make $20 on this and it's easy to ship. Why not? You look up tiles for whatever reason. Heather's saying, look up Harris Strong tiles. I'll try. I found a mug, an Elvis mug that said, Donna, Graceland. And I actually sent her a picture of that while I was thrifting. She said, thanks for thinking of me. But no. Let me go back and I'll take a look in Worthpoint at Harris Strong tiles. Let's see what we go in here. Log in. Log in. Harris Strong tiles. 1,200 Harris Strong tiles. And take a look at, oh my God. I would never think that a tile that looks like this would sell for $375 a week ago. It's just a tile that looks like this. It doesn't even look like it's in the greatest shape. But look at the back of it. Harris Strong. There's the name right on the back. Let's look and see if another one in there. So there's a good tip from, Harris Strong, 66. Harris Strong, 125. 85. So I'm now going to look up tiles that I might have thought before look cheap. Because some of those I may not have looked up. But my goodness, that's an interesting thing to find out. But that's not even the guy I was talking about. That's not the one that I was talking about. But there's and if I go, I'm going to do this. I know we hate sometimes. No, I'm going to go to sorting by. Oh, I lost it. Well, you could sort it yourself and look up Harris tiles. So you can see whether or not there's something new. But look up tiles because you never know what you might end up finding. Thanks again for joining us here on our Tuesday Hall Pass Live. And if you're joining us after the fact, say hello. Give us a thumbs up. That'd be great. If you can join us next Tuesday, we'll be here for our what sold or didn't sell in February. Carl will be here for sure. Adrian might be here. You never know. But thanks, Carl. That's what we always hope for, is that you learn a little something on this, even how one person does it or how other people don't. So one person might think this is great, another person might not. But all we're trying to do is show you what we look at and go, this is why we did stuff. And sometimes we're wrong. We admit it not sometimes, all the time we're wrong. Right, dude? Yeah. But sometimes we're interestingly okay. Sometimes we're completely out of focus. So thanks again. Give us a thumbs up. Hopefully Rick will be back next week as well. But for now, I'm going to try and keep myself in focus. And now, I guess, try and figure out how I'm going to list some of this stuff. I don't know. And get ready for next month's Thrifted to Throw It. Well, bye, everyone. Have a great evening and a great week. Good luck with your sales.